All right. Sorry for the wait there, everyone, but welcome back. I, of course, am Niz. You're watching NizCast, and we're in the grand finals of the Semi
10 seconds
Pro
remaining.
Cup series. I almost screwed it up there. It's late. Everyone's
5
tired. We
seconds
had
remaining.
to wait for the players wanted a little bit of a break, but they had a long game, so it's
Reserve
understandable.
time.
But yeah, we're in the grand finals. We have Team QQQ playing on the Dire side. They're going to be going up against. I've been calling them Revolution. Apparently, that's not their name, and they were standing in for some other team that didn't show up or whatever. But I'm probably just going to keep calling them Revolution. They're Men of Pauses. They're whatever. They've been 19 different names tonight. But someone who hasn't changed names tonight has been Indy Bear, my co-caster. Indy, you're still named Indy, right?
Remaining.
Yeah. I was Negroid Vista for a bit, but yeah.
Radiant team ban.
Indy was trolling me at the start of the cast in IRC. It was yeah, but so yeah, we've got a draft. We've got Spirit Breaker getting banned.
10 seconds. 10
First round.
seconds remaining.
Uh-oh.
That might be
remaining.
some flavor hero for QQ or
yeah,
whatever their name is.
everything else not really surprising. Axe, Sniper, and Shadow Fiend. That's not really surprising. Yeah, Batrider and Venge getting picked up by the Radiant side, and Troll and Nyx getting picked up by the Dire. Nyx is a little bit of a surprise. We don't see Nyx all too often, but it's a pretty strong hero against Batrider.
Yeah.
Kind of stun him up with the Firefly.
He lanes well against Bat too if he ever has to be put in a 1v1. Like, Nyx can pretty much hold his own against a Bat.
Then Men of Pauses banned out the Storm Spirit. Once again, nothing surprising. But then a Tree? Treant Protector getting banned out by QQQ? What is that about? I don't
know. It's been getting picked somewhat in the competitive scene, so.
Is it Strong versus Troll? Why? I haven't seen any games where it's been played. Like, what's the value in it? Any idea?
It's just kind of like a greedy support. People have been getting the Aghanims on him for the farming potential and the vision. I don't know if it's particularly good against Troll or what the deal with that is, but.
Well, we haven't seen Jug at all tonight, by the way. It also hasn't been banned every game, but it will get banned this game by QQQ.
There we go, yeah.
And Men of Pauses bans out Queen of Pain. And then we got Zeus getting picked up. So,
yep.
We still don't know if that's support Zeus or a core Zeus, most likely being run in the mid lane. But
yeah.
Going up against a Nyx.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know. Does that maybe favor one more than the other?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, Nyx is probably a pretty good hero against Zeus.
Reserve time.
But who knows, maybe they just really like Zeus.
Yeah. These teams are... I mean, I guess these guys must know each other or something, because they're definitely drafting some different stuff. Now we're going to see a Tidehunter.
Team pick.
I mean, that hero's not that out there, but we haven't seen him much recently.
Yeah, I mean, it also pretty much means that Nyx isn't going to be in the off-lane role, either support or solo mid.
I mean, they could run the Tide support,
10 seconds
that's
remaining.
very highly unlikely.
Yeah, they could run Nyx as like their safe lane farmer too. Get a fast blink dagger on him and run around with that.
And put the troll mid, yeah.
I think Nyx mid would probably work out against Zeus. Just mana burn him, prevent Zeus from getting too much farm. Because Zeus pretty much relies on his mana to last hit.
Yeah, and I think if there were any plans of running the Zeus mid, I think you bail out of them now.
Yeah.
Which puts you in an interesting spot. What do you pick? What do you pick? You banned out mid heroes. I don't know.
Yeah. They could pick the Slark for the Slark Zeus combo for map control and just high burst damage.
I don't think Slark would be good against Troll though. Right? Because Slark isn't a natural MKB getter.
I mean, Slark can purge off the blind with his Dark Pact though, so.
Oh, right. Well, it's definitely making both teams think this draft is. They're both right around the 20 seconds reserve time. Men of Pause is with just 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds remaining.
Make sure they haven't DC'd or something. It's going to be a Lion that's going to get picked up, so it is going to be a Core Zeus.
Pick.
Maybe. Most
Yeah, most
likely it's
likely
going to be a
looking
Core
at it.
Zeus. Interesting. It makes you wonder if what QQQ's plans were with that Nyx Assassin to begin with. Maybe they were just planning on running
10
him
seconds
support, and
remaining.
maybe now they say, oh, maybe we put him in the mid lane.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I mean, it was probably like a flexible hero for them that counters Batrider.
Reserve time.
I mean, he can be in any position and counter Batrider as long as the bat doesn't have a BKB.
Radiant team pick.
Dazzle.
Hero that pairs really well with Troll. Helps keep him alive, but also the minus armor and the plus armor for Troll. Works really, really well. It's not
it's
not
good
really a
against-
support hero that pairs with Nyx well, though.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, not really, but it's decent against the Batrider
5
as well.
seconds
Like you
remaining.
can save allies that get lassoed.
Mhm.
And stuff.
Reserve time.
OD's gonna get banned out.
Dire team ban.
That's a pretty good ban, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's another Batrider counter, and
Another Batrider counter. It's a hero that they could have ran mid, and that would also give Zeus a lot of trouble.
Radiant
Something that they
team
wouldn't be
pick.
able to counter at all. Well, it's also something that would counter
Dire
Dusa as
team
well,
pick.
which is what
Yeah.
they're going to pick up. Void was the last ban from QQQ as well.
mhm.
Well, Mr. Sizzo says Lena could be good.
So that means we completely rule out Lena, right?
Yeah, Lena's not going to get picked then.
10 seconds remaining.
What else is left if it's not Lena?
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know.
Reserve time.
They really picked the Deuce into the Nyx, though. Interesting.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Pug.
Whoa. You know Pugna's a support hero. It can't be run as a core. Right, Indy?
It can, right? It could be
Do you
run
remember
mid.
that game? Or pub game?
Oh, yeah.
You ran in the Pugna? Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it is going to be a support this game, it looks like, at least. But let's hop on into this. Let's introduce the teams and the players. I'll start with
Prepare for
the
battle.
Radiant side, where we've got Team Revolution, Men of Pauses, Team... I don't even know what to call them anymore. Probably going to call them Men of Pauses. But either way, we've got Mindgate playing the Dusa. We've got Megs on the Lion. We've got Hexen Jagged. That looks like a bunch of stuff that's getting written on the mini-map. But he's going to be playing the Vengeful Spirit. We got Lokarn on the Batrider. He did some work on a Batrider 2 games ago. And we've got Scapegoat on the Zeus. He's also had some pretty dominating performances. Well, it looks like we might actually have some action here as Mags is going to get the sheep off onto Rude Boy, who will have to skill Grave and use it on himself to keep himself alive. to prevent giving away that first
30
blood.
seconds
Flame Break
to
will
battle.
fly through, will hit Rude Boy, but only brings him down to 35 HP, won't get the kill. And that's actually really unfortunate. Now Lokarn's going to be starting off with Flame Break. So he's going to have to play pretty safe in this top lane. Without
Yeah,
Firefly
that
available to him.
is not ideal. But just quickly, I'll introduce the dire side on QQ. Leading the way, we have Shanks on
The
the
battle
support
begins.
Nyx Assassin, it looks like. Rude Boy skilling up Grey first and in the Fountain on Dazzle. Burning DD, son of IG Burning, actually, if you didn't know, Kappa, playing the mid lane Pugna. We got Font Face, Sego Script, or just So, I guess.
I think it's
So
Su.
on the troll. Yeah. Well, why put the T then, right? Kappa. And then question mark on Tidehunter.
All right. So it is going to be a core Pugna. It's not going to be a support Pugna. Interesting.
Yep.
That's really, really interesting. But let's look at the lane. So we've got Dusa and Venge in the off lane, and Dusa's going to get stunned up now by the Impale coming out from the Nyx Assassin. Looks like this is going to be our first blood as Shanks gets the last hit onto Mindgate. And that's a great start for a support Nyx.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's going to be the Dusa and the Vengeful Spirit going up against Troll, Dazzle, and Nyx Assassin. In the mid lane, we're going to have Zeus going up against Pugna. And in the bottom lane, we're going to have Lion and Batrider going up against Tide. Interesting lanes. Really, really interesting lanes.
I wonder why they decided to go with this. I mean, the Medusa would pretty much have uncontested farm bottom, and the Barrier would just catch up in the jungle. It's an offlaner.
Do you think maybe they were expecting aggro tri-lane and they went with a dodge and it just didn't?
Yeah, that's the only explanation I can see. I mean, I don't really see a Medusa Venge contesting a tri-lane or any tri-lane.
Bring DD's trying to zone Scapegoat out of getting to this top rune. However, Hex and Jagged is already up there waiting. And it is a haste, so he may look to try to get something done with that. Megs has now come up to the top lane, but he has been spotted out by this Observer Ward. So they know he's up there. And Hex and Jagged still standing on that haste rune, waiting to potentially get something done. And now Mags is going to get caught out here potentially as Shanks and Rude Boy are going to rotate around from behind. They are going to lead with the Impale, but the Earthspike comes back from Mags, and one more auto attack will get the kill onto the Lion. And now Mindgate is the focus target, and we've got Hex and Jagged coming in from behind with that haste, but they don't have any mana available on Shanks to get an Impale off. Oh, Mr. Sizzo. He says, reunited and it sounds so good. Niz and Indy, so misunderstood. Well, looks like we got pings coming out in the mid lane as Hex and Jagged's coming in behind, burning DD. And looks like we are going to see our Pugna take a fall, or will we? As he manages to survive one. Wow, that was a little ballsy, that turnaround. If that landed, would that have killed? It may have. 250.
Yeah, it's a level 3 blast. That would have been a death arena for the Venger Reno.
Bunch of calls of lag is coming out, and looks like I've got it too. 140 MS, 52% packet loss. Kale. I think most of the guys on Team QQQ are all Chinese. So.
Yeah, son of Burning DD himself.
And some of the guys on, or at least some of the guys I know on Radiant are as well. Now we have no idea what they're saying. You did this. The G calls coming out. Apparently this one's out. No, we're set to go here. As Burning DD will get his bottle delivered just in time as he desperately needed that HP. And how are the lanes going so far? We've got Lokarn 7-3 on this bat ride. You're struggling a little bit. And Tidehunter 18-2. So despite him getting dual laned early on, and despite... I don't know. Now we're going to have Mindgate rotate down here. Okay, this makes more sense. Get the Deuced down there. Get her free farming, because like you said, she wasn't going to be able to contest with Avenge against the tri-lane. And now it looks like they're going to... Oh, never mind. I thought Lokarn was going to TP up top, but he just finished his Tranquils.
I mean, Mindgate's level 2, and Tidehunter's question mark is level 5. So he can still, you know, sit up on this lane. Pressure her. You know, and just continue farming.
Which means they're going to have to rotate someone down there.
Yeah.
I feel like we saw it in kind of games past where just the rotations were better from one team and then they started taking over the
Radiant's
map.
top tower is under
This game
attack.
hasn't even really been rotations. It's just been QQQ putting themselves in a better laning situation and being able to continue with that advantage. But yeah, looks like we're going to have
Some more Kale.
some Kale. I can't even get a ping response. Great. What about console? Console doesn't help me either. Well, Kale is real. The Kale is real. Oh, there we go. 155 MS, 84% packet loss. I just want to say if it took that long to display my ping command, there's no way it was 155 MS, let alone 91 MS like this last one. Dodo's leg are lying to me, Indy.
Yeah, I think if you type Kale in your console, it'll
Dash
actually
Kale?
give you... Just Kale. And,
Do I put the space?
yeah, and then you type ping after that, then you'll see ping. Here's ping.
Ka space lay space ping?
No. Ping is its own entry.
Unknown command ka.
Yeah, and then you type in ping after that, and it'll give you your ping.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
Yeah, and all the pings are fixed. We're good. There we go. Indy fixed today. Apparently we just have 70% packet loss, but that's not important. So what if you have to press the button 7 times or whatever?
70 times, right? That's how that works.
No, you'd lose. Okay, so 70% of the time your press is not going through. That's math. I'm not doing that right now. Well, we got a G, so we are going to resume here, and, well, look, this defensive tri-lane says, you know what, we just scared everyone away, they all ran away from the top lane, we're just going to push down these towers. Meanwhile, our Tidehunter in the off lane just finished his arcane boots, and we've got another pause. Sec mouse. Do you think that's a real mouse, or like a computer mouse?
I think the obvious answer is that it's a real mouse.
Okay. Tom and Jerry, there you go. GGG. Alright, here we go again.
The problem is that they
Radiant's
fed
top
this top
tower
lane
is
pretty
under
hard.
attack.
Man of pauses. Shanks has a 5-minute arcane boots.
Radiant's top tower has
And
fallen.
if he just gets some levels up, he's going to be able to create a lot of space.
I mean, he got arcane boots on a support Nyx assassin as fast as their off lane Tidehunter did, and he's been getting a ton in this off lane. It's scary.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we didn't mention Burning DD, who's actually our top last hitter in the game. But probably not
Radiant's
our top net
middle
worth.
tower is under attack.
But he's been dominating this mid lane as well.
Yeah, I mean, he puts that ward down, and
Radiant's
every time
middle
Zeus
tower
goes for a
is under
last hit,
attack.
he gets punished.
It was a
Pretty
terrific pick.
interesting. So,
Radiant's middle tower
Things are
is
coming
under
out.
attack.
Lokarn's looking for a pick off here. He does have 6. He's actually almost about to hit 7, so he's got lasso available, but no blink dagger. And that's one of the other things to actually point out, is that when you're going up against the Nether Ward, you can't pop Firefly and blink. Because you will actually...
yeah, you're gonna have to preemptively prop it from a
way
distance.
outside, yeah.
The ward will cancel the blink. Yeah, that would be pretty sucky. I really like what QQ is doing here. They put Troll in the jungle. He's got a bunch of points in fervor, and Shanks is just free farming in the lane, getting his XP up.
And that definitely wasn't something that they said in the draft that this is what we're going to do. I mean, it may have been, but most likely, this is probably an adaptation to how the game's been going. They said, you know what, we've forced them out of top lane, we've created all this space, we can throw our troll in the jungle, he can farm safely there, and we can get
Radiant
more
structures
on
are
one of our
fortified.
supports. We don't have to, like, really rotate the Nyx around to kind of create any space. We could just have him farm up a little bit. And he's already big to begin with.
Radiant's middle tower
Right.
has fallen.
And this is also giving him the XP to hit 6 as well.
And that's really important.
Well, we had the mid-tier 1 tower go down. God, this Tidehunter's huge. I keep looking down at this bottom lane. He's so big.
He's gonna have an ancient stack for him pretty soon as well.
That's already doubled. It's going to be tripled in a second. Unless Rude Boy misses it. The pressure is on. We're looking. Do we have more? We've got more.
Good boy.
We're stack boys.
Invisibility.
Burning DD has made his way down to the bottom where he's going to pair up with... I don't even know who this Tidehunter is.
Radiant's
Just a
bottom
bunch of question
tower
marks.
is under attack.
As, they're going to look to
Who's
push down
that
another tier 1 tower. Whom your daddy.
Yeah, had him earlier.
Player from earlier, yeah. Got Rude Boy sitting here in Viz, and he's going to spot out Hex and Jagged. Needs to be careful. Rude Boy actually blocking the path. And well, we surprisingly haven't seen a push here.
Dire's middle tower is
Still
under
Shanks
attack.
just sitting up there in the top lane on the next assassin farming away. Now Sue has come out of the jungle. I'm going to soak a little bit in the mid lane. And they're just completely posted up here and ready to push on to this tier 1 tower. And look at this nether ward placement. It's so difficult for Radiant to do anything to that ward. They can't rotate out behind and take it out because then they're exposed. They don't feel like they can break that tree line. Because they could just die. If they're like one of the supports stepping out there, they'll just die.
Yeah.
Shanks has level 6. He's sitting in Vendetta. He sees Lokarn initiate onto Sue. But now Shanks, actually, he didn't actually get the Vendetta attack off. He opened with the Spike Carapace, but it still will work out for them. They get the kill onto Lokarn, and more importantly, they stop their troll from dying. And I'm going to switch on over to the net worth, and we can see our troll is the #1 net worth in the game. He's at 4,800. Second is Burning DD at 4,100, and then it's 3,300
Radiant's
for the
bottom
Bat Rider.
tower is under attack.
Yikes. This Tidehunter almost has as much as the top farmers on the Radiant side. I mean, even
Yeah,
the
sending with
support Nyx-
Shanks. Yeah, position 4 next. And that's gonna go up even more with this tier 1 bottom.
There it goes.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And with all the tier 1s down, it opens up space for So to take the Roshan, which Troll can pretty much solo, and it'd go by pretty quick with this build. The 1 point in axes and max fervor and the Berserker's Rage.
I feel like if Shanks manages to get a couple kills here with his Vendettas, this could get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, and Roche is getting pinged out.
Like if he gets those pickoffs, he's gonna get that XP. It's not even like a gold issue. I mean, he's already almost at his blink dagger. But if he gets that little bit of XP and he gets closer and closer to 11, that means he's just going to be vendetting all over the place. It's only a 10-second reduction in the cooldown, but I think it's pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean the duration increases as well, so you know the uptime is just gets closer and closer to being 0 or always being up.
Which it can be up there.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Yeah.
It's 50-50. Well, we will have that Roche go down. The Aegis will go on to burning DD on the Pugna. And you know, I think that was... You know, you said that there was a potential for Troll just to go in there and beat up Roche and solo it, but they saw an opportunity where they could go and safely do it without just having Troll sit there by himself. And they took it.
Yeah. They have all the map control, and Menopauses can't really fight into them.
They do have 2 sets of sentries down, trying to spot out Shanks. Hunting around in the Vendettas, but he's nowhere near.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're farming up this ancient stack, and it's a big one. They're actually going to farm it as 5. Well, 4. Shanks is going to go to the bottom lane to farm up the creeps as they're hitting away at the tier 1 tower. This is going to be the blink dagger for the Tidehunter. What else do we
And
have
next,
available?
pretty much.
Yeah.
And Mech is probably flying out for Pugna. Yeah, it's on the courier.
He didn't deliver it though. It's a little weird.
It's probably just going back to the Tide Blink.
Ah.
And then, yeah.
No, magic wand in one of the blinks. Shanks
And next
picked up
hits
his
is on the
blink from
side.
Yeah. Well, we've got 5 heroes on the Radiant looking to push this top tier 1 tower. Hoping for someone to come defend, I guess, but they just showed 3. Scapegoat and Mindgate already showed.
Radiant's
Lokarn
middle
showed as
tower
well.
is under
Now,
attack.
well, everyone's showing up here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And this is, I feel like we've seen this situation a bunch of times tonight, where the Radiant side is way behind and they're looking to have to trade one of their tier 2 towers
Dire's
for the tier 1
structures are
top.
fortified.
And there goes the tier 2 in the mid
Radiant's
lane.
middle tower has
They can just
fallen.
go high ground here.
Tier 1.
Dire's top
It's going to
tower
go down in the
is
top
under
lane. But
attack.
yeah, I think they can just step up on the high ground.
Dire's top tower
God,
has
this is
fallen.
Now that Nex has Blink, he can just blink into the Firefly Carapace and stop any bad initiation.
Swap will come out onto Burning DD. He goes ridiculously low, does get the mech off. Keep in mind, he does still have the Aegis. Huge Blink Ravage coming out from the Tidehunter. I don't know what to call him. Lokarn blinks forward, tries to get a lasso off, just doesn't have the range to do so. And QQQ will back away. They've already used the Ravage, Battle Trance on cooldown. It's a short cooldown, they'll be back up soon. But mech on cooldown as well. There's no reason to force it now. 14 minutes into the game, they're quite a bit ahead. In fact, let's see how far ahead they are. Oh my goodness. Already past 7,500 gold ahead. And XP is past 5k. So no reason to risk it trying to push the high ground. They could back up,
Radiant's
and
bottom
if you take a
tower
look,
is
most of their
under
cooldowns
attack.
are going to be back up. The Battle Trance, the mech, all those
Dire's
things. Of
top
course, they don't have the
tower is
Ravage
under
available,
attack.
but they can take the easier to take tower. And Lokarn is looking for another initiation here, but he gets stunned up by the Spike Carapace from Shanks. And Lokarn's going to be the first to fall. The Medusa with the Stone Gaze will kind of freeze everyone and stop that fight kind of midway. But Hex and Jag is going to go down as Sue blinks forward. And, well, not blinks forward, but goes forward and takes him down with throwing some axes. Burning DD getting quite low. But he won't go down, and now we're going to lose Mags. And soon, maybe Scapegoat, as Shanks is going to try to chase. He gets blasted, but he gets the kill before going down to the tower. And
Burning DD still has Aegis. I mean,
this one's almost over.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
yeah. I mean, they're struggling a lot. This Pugna pick, they're really abusing the push power with it. And Shanks is like, he's reacting so quickly that Bat's never gonna get a lasso off. It almost feels like he can't use Firefly if he wants to lasso, but then, I mean, there's no damage coming out, and he can't really sneak around.
I mean, I think that won't be an issue, not using Firefly, if and when he gets the Force Staff up. Once that Force Staff's available, then I think it'll be better.
It will, but then the Tide just blinks in and ravages, and like they've just got perfect counter initiation, dazzle heals, and the armor, and it's also them fighting into like Pugno Ward. It's a pretty well thought out strategy.
I mean, which is quite surprising considering you look at this Radiant lineup. They've got the two strongest supports in the game right now, in the Venge and the Lion. They got Bat, which is considered one really strong pick, especially when you've either got Venge or Venge is not available to the other team. You've got Dusa, which is considered a really strong carry. Your weakest pick is Zeus, which isn't, I mean, that weak. So you've got a really strong set of heroes, but QQQ definitely
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
put together a pretty strong draft to counter it. And look at that, Lokarn blinking forward, almost getting the lasso off, but fortunately turns around before he's able to get it off. I think he would have just gotten ravaged had he actually got the lasso there.
Mags really needs to get his finger up. I mean, what is he? Is he still level 4? Yeah, he's almost level 5, but that'll be a big help to their ability to fight. I don't know, Nyx counters out the Medusa, Barretter, and Zeus pretty well. And I mean, with levels, he can really take down squishy supports like Lion and Venge, so that position 4 is having a lot of...
lasso off onto Burning DD. They're going to bring him down to the low ground. He has been shallow graved, and huge ravage going to come out. It's actually only going to land on 2, but it lands on 2 very important targets that were clearly out of position as we lose both the Lion and the Zeus as a result of that ravage. Now Mindgate has popped the Stone Gaze, but he finds himself in the middle of the enemy team, and he's going to get right-click down. And then he goes down. It's 3 heroes down for Menopauses.
You're dead.
And that's going to be another tier 2 tower gone.
Radiant's
As
top
QQQ
tower
That's
looks
GG
pushed
called.
in. Yeah, GG gets called. That one was over. That was a really well played game from QQQ. Great draft.
Yeah.
Radiant's top
Great,
tower. Dire
great play.
victory.
Maybe a little bit of questionable lanes coming out from the Radiant side there.
Yeah, they almost overthought their game plan, sending Medusa in a duel in the offlane, and then being out of position multiple times. But a lot of credit to QQ. They played really well and executed their strategy.
And you know what? That's never a good situation to be in when you have to overthink the lanes, or you have to say, oh, well, we can't do this. You always want that flexibility. You always want to know how the lanes are going to go. And when you don't really know, then you're always kind of chasing the lanes and trying to find out where the optimal place to be is. And that's never a good way to start off the game. But QQQ clearly had a better handle on how those lanes were going to go, and well, they came out of the laning phase way ahead, and then they never looked back. Didn't point it out, but I mean, I showed it on camera, but we had Necrobook getting picked up by Pugno, so more push was coming. We didn't even see it get used, but it's crazy. QQQ really well played, and they'll win the Semi-Pro Cup Series Grand Finals for tonight. Once again, no money on the line, but it is bragging rights. And
He gets their name out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Burning will be proud. His son did well.
Well, that is going to wrap it up for us, guys. Once again, I'm Niz. You were watching NizCast. Joining me tonight with the cast was Indie Bear. You can follow both of us on Twitter. I'm at NizCast, and he's at IndieBearDota. Make sure you also follow the stream, twitch.tv/NizCast. I cast SCS every Thursday and Sunday nights. typically start around round 3, round 4, somewhere around there, depending on how many rounds there's going to be and all that stuff. But you can also subscribe to me on youtube.com/NizCast, where I upload the VODs from all the games that I've cast. So those will be up by sometime tomorrow, and you can go and check those out or link them to a friend or whatever. But yeah, like I said, that's going to be it for us tonight. Unless you have anything else to say, Indy, I'm going to throw it to some music and close out the stream.
No, it was fun to cast, and yeah, some good games.
All right, man. Once again, Indy, thanks for casting with me tonight. It's rare that you appear on the cast. And it's always fun casting, and hopefully everyone out there enjoyed it as well. But like I said, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you hit those follow buttons and all that stuff. And well, we'll see you on Thursday. Have a good night.
Bye. Whoa.